Council meetings are long and boring. Wouldn't it be great if they were short and unboring? This is why I've invented the 5-minute, make it 10-minute meeting. Ashland City Council meeting of January 20th. The mayor starts out and says the annual town hall tomorrow at the high school at 5:30, and Martin Luther King Jr. Day was yesterday, and it was great. And I proclaim that whereas Dr. King was all about nonviolence and accepting people, we should all respect our fellow humans. And then we went to the consent agenda, and one item was pulled for later, and one item was approved. And then the public forum. The mayor starts off by going like, hey, I know many of you are here to talk about the Asante Hospital, and remember, we do not own the building, so the city can't do much to compel them to provide services. Despite that, guy in scarf and vest says, 1 minute isn't enough. I'm going to have to call my powerful friends. And then Turtleneck said, I worked at Asante, and the birthing care here was special. We need to push back. And 5G guy said, surprise, the budget in last June was in violation of stuff. Of course he did. And then Name Tag Lady said, come see trusted homes, affordable homes. And then Nurse with hair said, the Asante issue deserves a larger public meeting. And then the mayor goes, no clapping, no. Oh, no clapping. And then Big Jacket guy says, I'm a disabled vet, keep my hospital open. And Hoodie Lady said, we want an informational meeting. And a white-haired gentleman said, I told you in 2024 that Asante was being evasive. You should take the $4 million that they will pay the city for violating their promise to the city and pay a new provider to take over the hospital. I got a plan. And then a short lady said, Asante is involved in trafficking children, maybe? And then the green scarf said, this will cause unnecessary death. And Purple Jacket said, Asante has been cutting programs for 10 years. And then Green Sweater said, nurse as a nurse in the ER at Asante, and we need to push back. And Braided Ponytail said, we need to push back. Hoodie Guy said, I had a heart issue that Ashland Asante saved me. And a lady said, there's a corporate rat in this situation. And the Jaunty Hat Lady said, Parks allows poisonous herbicides, and they should not. And then Check Scarf said, 5G towers are going to be everywhere. And then OG 5G Lady said, this is an injustice. Asante and 5G, of course, problem. And everyone should use AFN fiber instead. And then Blazers Hat Guy said, I crashed my bike in 5th grade and went to the hospital. And so we should save the hospital. All right. And then the property dispersal ordinances. Apparently the city attorneys thought that the city statute for selling city property could be cleaner and clearer. And so Assistant City Attorney Carmel Zarhan, here she is wishing she didn't have to public speak because she started, and it was 221 and 227 are state related and nonprofits, legal administrative efficiency, new ORS ordinances, so transparency, and in the vein, section 225.020. What? Look, don't quit, Carmel. You only get better with practice. I mean, I myself will occasionally practice one of my bits into my cell phone camera. And so don't quit. Just take a little time. Don't stop practicing. It'll be all right. However, back to whatever it was she was talking about. Assistant Attorney Carmel Zarhan said, basically he was saying, we attorneys brought 2 ordinances to replace your existing statute. One's a legal ordinance version, and the other is a policy process version. And there was questions. And finally this guy goes, let's do a big rewrite and come back with a whole new ordinance thing. And this one says, you know what? I think these are fine as they are. So, that's nothing to worry about. And this one says, or we had a resolution in addition to the legal ordinance. So let's rewrite it and bring it back. So there we go. Replacing a statute with an ordinance and a resolution. All right. And then Public Works Director Scott Flurry, he says, please reimburse the Pacific Railroad for upgrading. We want to pay them to upgrade the tracks crossing at Mountain because the railroad needs to do it to match up with our new road upgrades that we're doing next year. And they're the only ones who can do it. And if they say it's going to be $1.1 million, and we can't get bids or estimates or anything because it's their deal. So just pay the $1.1 million. That's the deal. And they said breaking news, soft breaking news. He didn't really say breaking news. He should have. He said, yeah, the city is waiting for confirmation that the railroad will stop running between Medford and Wairika, aka no more trains anymore. And that's basically, most people are saying that, but they can't get confirmation. He goes, if Corp Railroad cancels service, we can get some of that money back because they won't be updating the signals and stuff, right? And so this guy goes, hey, so why don't we just wait till we know if the railroad is stopping service? And he goes, well, if you don't approve the full 1.1 million, if you do that, we can just negotiate a lower number behind the scenes later. And this one goes like, she goes like, hey, what's the rush? I mean, are you just afraid? Is that it? Just afraid the bid's going to change? And then this one goes, she goes, hey, so we can delay a meeting or two and the bid won't change. Is that true? And he goes, yeah, I mean, yeah. And then and this guy goes, hey, I'm not even, oh, wait a minute. That guy, yeah, she's got it messed up. This guy asked the smart question. This guy said, he goes, so we can delay a meeting or two and the bid won't change. It was this guy. And then this guy says, oh, yeah, yeah. And then this guy says, I'm not even in favor of spending the money right now to do the whole phase 2 road work. So we should just preemptively give 1.1 million to the railroad right now. And then this guy goes, we should move to approve. Yeah, that's what he would say. And the vote was 3, approve. Those are the approvers, right? Even though they had questioning questions, they still went, what the hell? And then these 3 were like, wait. They went, no, whoa, pump the brakes on those trains. Takes them a long time to slow down when you pump the brakes. But this one, of course, surprise, tiebreaker. What did she say? Oh, yes. Whatever you want, city worker person. And so that was approved. And then city manager Sabrina Cotta, the second reading of special use of parks rules, allowing more special use of parks, more events. And that was all approved. And then the consent agenda pulled from before. And then she goes, this one says, hey, what was that? What is this all about? And then our public works guy, he goes, what did he say? He goes, this gives us a strip of county land between East Main and the new Clay Street Park, so we can build an entrance to the park from East Main. And they all approved that. And then council liaison assignments. Do you want to hear them all? Neither do I. Oh, all approved. And then city manager Sabrina Cotta says, you all approved this 3-year union agreement a few meetings ago with AIFF, Local 1269. That's a firefighters union. But we made a bunch of clerical changes, so you need to reapprove. And that was all approved 5-1. She was a 1 because she didn't like it before. And then city manager Sabrina Cotta says there's a look ahead. She says town halls tomorrow. And January 2nd is a joint meeting with the Planning Commission. February 16th is President's Day and the city offices are closed. February 3rd, the OSF director is going to visit and give everybody an update of what they are doing. February 11th, a joint APRD, Parks and Rec meeting with the city council. And the state of the city meeting is tomorrow, of course, town hall. And then she had a city manager's report, totally different. And then she says, apply for social services grant by January 31st. And through May, we are still offering free energy scores for homes. And the Click Fix app is working great. And the If I Were Mayor contest, grades 4 through 6, is now open. That's the end of your meeting. You're all welcome. Boo.